And thus we are alive. What a beautiful way to start off the episode.
I like the EB.
We'll be back. Bye. Okay, so let's just jump straight in because these are our finale episodes.
Does that say "Damn it, Dominic"?
Yes.
That's amazing.
It's
Where? Right there.
the sign back up there. It was a nickname I earned from my mom like forever ago when I was a child. It was a nickname I earned for being a little bastard when I was younger. And then those turned out to be my very first words.
Yeah.
Like, before even mom or dad ever came to my mind, it was that.
It was what? Damn it, Dominic.
Damn it, Dominic was my
Bro
first
said
words.
his own name first.
I had given that proof by like 7 different people already. That would be my parents, my grandparents, and family friends that were there to witness it.
This is a fresh gallon of tea, hands are right there.
Your poor body.
I toast to you.
Love you, do.
I toast to you, maybe not thinking.
Huh?
How much y'all?
No.
Let's place bets on how far down this is going to be by the end of the session.
Nothing.
I get
No,
best
we
about
can't
half.
think of.
Your guess right here.
Okay.
That's my guess. It's gonna be gone.
Don't complain later.
You think it's going to be completely gone?
Yeah.
No sponsor, by the way. Not that we would get sponsored, but you know.
Yeah. Dear God, if we ever get sponsored by tea, that's gonna be a problem. Alexis just brings more and more tea to every session to just help get a sponsorship.
Jugs piling behind her every session.
That's probably going to happen anyways. I just have to scribble out the label.
Just one day we start a D&D session, she turns on the camera and the entire backdrop is just jugs.
It's just, yeah.
Who needs a green screen when you have green tea?
This episode looks like it's brought to you by Turkey Hill Tea, but it is not.
I guarantee you that it is not.
Just
Are you not addicted? I'm obsessed. They're different words.
Which mean the same thing, pretty
No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Yes.
No, because
No,
you
no,
see,
no, no, no.
she thinks it is obsession because she believes she could stop at any time.
I can stop.
Okay,
I can go back to soda whenever I want to.
guys, Noah doesn't have much time. No more tea talk.
Okay. Let's get this started then, after that great bit of banter. Okay. Atlas, we go to you. You wake up in a nice, comfortable bed. Your fire has turned gray. Your family runs amok around the house around you. After all these years, you lived a happy life.
Oh,
And today you decide, why not go and visit the lands I used to roam with my other friends? So you said head back to the old town and everything.
Yep.
So you end up walking back, and you remember all the different places. There's the old survivors' hideout. There's the town. There's Lazatia's old base. There's the old church that you guys fought the Void Mother in, and the old forest where you guys met the druid. Anywhere in particular you want to go first?
Lazatia's house, maybe?
Okay, so you make your way to Lazatia's house. You look at the surroundings by you. You see the green grass, the flowing trees in the wind, the bright sun, the blue coast waters. Just remembering what it used to look like before you, Phoenix, and Alexios all fixed everything. When you guys fought the final fight. seeing that all the beauty come back to the world that you once remembered it. You eventually get your way to Alexios' house. It's a bit worn from all these years, but it does still look well maintained. And showing the same dignity and respect you shown when you first got there, you knock on the door. Very quickly, you see a very familiar puppet open the door. The tiny one on the chair that first answered the door when you guys first got there. And very quickly, it sprints out and gives you a nice welcoming hug.
Oh, I hug it back.
You give it a hug back, and as you look up, you see the butler slowly making its way down the hallway. And as you peer down the hallway to it, you realize there's something different about Alexios' place. This long hallway that used to once be filled with bodies of puppets are now empty. Instead, there are now thriving, living puppets standing amongst these halls. And you start making your way down with the butler. And as you make your way to the main area where Alexios once usually sat, you see an older woman standing there, just mulling over some papers. The butler taps his foot against the ground to alert the woman's attention. As she turns around, you see Alexios' older but happier face. And quickly, you both walk up to each other and give each other a hug. And you see all the various puppets walking around. You see some puppets working on making other puppets, chiseling out the bodies from wood and putting the life serum into them, giving all of them a breath of life.
Bro's already about to cry. Not even 5 seconds in, man.
Suddenly, you hear a small scratching at a door, and as you see a puppet burst the door open, you see 2 smaller, childish-like puppets sprinting around with Campbell. Campbell, now this large soup dog with a slight reddish hue that is sizing about maybe 6 foot tall when standing. He's quite the chunky boy now.
So many bodies.
The amounts of dead bodies of cultists that got thrown into Campbell because he was a hungry boy.
If I don't see a
There's
drawing
also
of
like a
Chunk,
couple pastries.
Yeah,
if I don't see a drawing of Chunk Campbell, I'm going to cry.
Okay, I'll work on this.
as you stand there, Campbell suddenly notices you and sprints up and then just kind of balls up at your legs. Just kind of radiating the warmth between you two.
You're a bunch of bats. Okay.
Looking around, you see that, unlike back then, this building that used to be dark, musky, and abandoned is now vibrant. The walls shine a nice shade of wooden brown. The doors are fully replenished, fashioned, and beautiful looking with such as like metal gradients on the sidings. The building looks as if it was just newly built for a royal. So you stay a while, you share some time with Alexios, and you spend some time, eating over pastries and talking over tea, enjoying just the time with each other before you give your final goodbye. After about an hour has passed, you stand up, you give a goodbye to the butler, and you leave. Campbell decides to follow you. So,
yeah!
Campbell now decides to stick with you. Although Campbell does look a bit sad over having to leave the puppets.
Well, wouldn't he have lived with me?
I mean, wouldn't a dog be upset having to leave anybody that they're friends with?
It's giving golden retriever.
So, you now stand outside of Alexios' house. Where do you want to go now?
I guess to the town.
So, you make your way to the town, and as you walk through the town's gates, you see the place bustling full of people. It is lively. There's beautiful flowers growing around in flower beds. The buildings look nearly pristine, just as it's in its glory days. The town hall that was once desolate and destroyed due to the ruling of the cult is now fully furnished and finished from being repaired. You see the tavern glowing with happiness as the lights are glowing brightly. You hear chants and cheers coming out from through it. You look at the inn, you see people walking in and out, chatting in front of it. You see the stores bustling with people. Where specifically in the town would you like to visit?
I don't know.
Taco Bell.
Yeah, sure, I'll go to Taco Bell, get a chalupa.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drink my tea in silence.
There is no
I
Taco
go
Bell.
get chalupa at Taco Bell. Oh.
Or
Damn it,
McDonald's.
Bob. Now I have to remember where I've been. I go to the bar that I celebrated in after the fight.
So you head to the local tavern, you walk in, and as you walk in, the little bell above the door rings, alerting of a new customer. And everybody looks at you and they start cheering, because no matter how old and weathered you are, they all remember you for your heroic deeds. They all jump and dance around, the souls all aglow. Many down a drink in honor, some bring you drinks to offer. And you look around and see that all these people that were once repressed and had to suffer at the hands of the cult are now free. These people that you know you once saw as children now here partying and celebrating. Honoring your story as a hero. You walk up to the bar and they decide to give you one nice big drink for you to have.
Is it like a really big beer that's got foam?
It is a very, very large one.
This large?
In my
It is literally one that, even at Atlas's strength, they would have to take it with both hands and lift it.
Alright, well, I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna hold it up, and I'm gonna start chugging.
So you turn around and see all these people, and they sit there in anticipation waiting, and you tip it up into the air and over to your mouth, and you just let the beer flow. It is one of the richest beers you've ever tasted. It feels smooth and it is the beer is smooth and tastes like earthy but also sweet. It has a caramel like tinge to it.
I think you mean caramel.
Silence, I will pronounce things how I wish.
Caramel.
Stop inhaling your microphone, Noah.
I'm not.
It sounds like you are. Yeah.
Okay, I'll move my mic away from my face.
Okay.
So you finish downing this large stein-like glass of beer, and your moment blurs for a moment before clearing. Your alcohol tolerance.
Could I do like a fire burp?
Yeah. You burp and a ball of fire bursts a short distance from your face, and everyone cheers as they down their own drinks. Normally, this kind of amount of alcohol would make somebody tipsy, but due to your extensive training having Sigel as a friend, you have a very fine tolerance. And on that note, you think of this beer, and you think of how Sigel probably would have liked to taste it as well. So,
Alright, little. And then I walk out. I say, goodbye!
You give everyone a goodbye, and you leave. And as you leave, you hear a slightly heavy padding pause behind you, and as you look back, you see Campbell sitting there with a huge chunk of meat just hanging in his mouth.
Yeah!
Like, one of those, like, classic meat like those meat chunks that are just the one
Like the
long
lamb,
bone.
like?
Yeah, just one
The
like
lamb,
big
like
long
Luffy
lamb
style.
chunks. It's just like you
Hell
see a
yeah.
small bit of it, about that much squish in his mouth, while the rest is like this much to his face. So you can barely see his eyes peeking over it in like absolute joy. As he's
He has 4 eyes. He's fine. You can see.
You just see his top 2 eyes because the lamb just like covers his lower 2 eyes. So you see his top 2 just looking at you with absolute glee. So
That's what you should draw him as when you draw Chunk Campbell. You should draw that moment, right?
where next in the town would you like to go?
Taco Bell. Can't lose hope.
There is no Taco Bell.
Where else is there to go?
There's the inn, there's the central shops, and then there's also the old town hall.
No, the tavern. Let's just peek in.
You were just at the tavern.
You were
I just did that. Never mind. The inn?
they're in the town
said
hall
the
and the
inn?
central
Sorry.
shops.
The dementia's kicking in.
It's the beard. I should have did this last.
May's purely acting the role of Atlas. the early onset
I'll go to the
dementia.
inn.
You just go back to the tavern because, like, guys, I wasn't here yet. And they're like, okay, hi.
So
They give you another beer, anyways.
you head into the inn, and as you start to walk inside, you see people like see you, and they kind of give a soft cheer. And as you walk in, you see the inn bustling. There are many happy people. There are small children running around, goofing off as their families are either renting rooms or checking out. You see the kind of look of it. It's much more vibrant than it once was during the time of the cult. There is a definite level of joy and happiness now filled into this place. Albeit, there isn't much to see. As you know, you aren't intending to rent out a room. But you give it a final look, and then you walk back outside.
I'll wave goodbye to everybody too.
You give everyone a goodbye, and they all wave you a goodbye as well.
And then you go back in because you forgot you weren't there.
Where would you like to go now? There's the central shops, and then there's the town hall.
The central shops.
Okay, so you go to the
Town
central
hall
shops, and you see the one shop that you guys visited when, you were retaking everything. And you see several other shops set up in the center. There are people bustling around, selling various goods. There are small little farmer stalls selling off carrots and beets and wheat, and several grains that can now be produced and sold due to the cleansing of the world. There are people selling small trinkets and small memoriams, and as you mull over the shops, you see a small little trinket shop selling statuettes of you, Phoenix, Husk, Alexios, and even Sigel. You see them giving...
No Pika, no Frost, no.
Well, technically in this timeline, they're not heroes. Remember, they're all dead.
Yeah.
They
God.
did all...
Oh, yeah.
They did all die because of Oblivion. But you look over it and you just kind of see all these little shops. You see these children running around playing with the little statuettes as minifigures, acting out the heroic deeds of the group. And you finally come across the last shop that you guys got your supplies from. You walk in and you see the old shopkeep. And you just kind of real quick browse over the wares, and as you notice him and see him, he gives you a light smile. Right, and he calls you over to his desk. Do you walk over to the counter? So, you walk over, and as you get closer, you see the sunken old expression. but you see a pure joy on his face.
Can I say to him, I thought you'd be dead by now, you old fart.
Yeah, you say that to him, and you see his expression sour slightly, but then it turns into a happiness. You know, Atlas, I thought you'd be extinguished by now too, but no, look at you, still burning.
Old fart.
Here, I got you this. And he reaches under his desk, and you see him pull out this fine metallic statue. It is the same statue that they erected many years ago of all you guys.
They erected statues like that?
The statue's kind of like the centerpiece of the whole marketplace. So, but he gives you this small little keepsake variant, a nice metal, a silver with gold accents. And he kind of puts it on the counter and pushes it towards you and gives you a smile and just says, "There you go, free of charge. My gift to the hero that has been here for so long." And you see him dig under his desk again.
Thank you, you old fart.
And you see him dig under his desk again. And before I forget, you know, the memory skipping's going wild with me. You see him put another statuette on. But this statuette, you didn't expect to see. It is a statuette of not only you and Sigel, but of Frost and Alir and Pika. And he slides it towards you. I know what happened to your friends, and I'm sorry.
Oh.
And I know all of you very much tried to save everybody, and it did not go so well. However, us that do remember have wanted to make this memorial for you for quite a while. So we'd like you to have it. And this statue has what looks to be much more care and time put into it. It is very more clearly a one-of-a-kind. There are fine metals that color everybody to exactly what they look like. Fine amethyst coloring Pika, a nice fluorescent blue glass coloring you, jades covering Sigel and Frost, and a fine, nice purplish sapphire coloring Alir. You take these two trinkets and stuff them in your pocket. And you give a thank you before turning and leaving. And you...
Dom. As I shake his hand, can I leave like a candy bar in his hand or something? Or like a coupon to Pleons?
Yeah.
to the bakery?
Racing the granny with the grandma candy. It should be one of those like butterscotch candies instead.
It's a butterscotch and a coupon?
Yeah, so you give him a shake of your hand, and as you pull away from the handshake, he looks at his hands and he sees the coupon, and he sees the lifetime coupon and the single butterscotch.
And then I hustle out of there.
Yeah, and he sees the single butterscotch just smack dab on his palm, and you give him a nice wave and you leave. All that's left for you to visit is the town hall.
Hey, Dom, could I walk back through the shopping area because I want to make some kids days and be like, oh look, it's Atlas.
Yeah, so roll a stealth check for me.
Why stealth?
Just roll a stealth check for me.
Embrace the inner rogue. You got this. I believe. I trust. If you roll one, it's gonna be. It's fine because you won't do that.
Lower my dice. Thank you. 13. I didn't roll like shit this time.
So
my magical rogue powers helped.
You walk up to the stall that is bustling with children, and you see them all distracted. So you just kind of like slowly walk up to this group that's playing, and you just kind of like peer over them, and you
Should
see
I roll
them...
for Campbell?
Yeah, roll for Campbell.
5.
Aww. It would be funny if we rolled the one. He just bounds right up like, hello.
So you walk up and Campbell's like kind of bustling behind you, keeping his head up as he's holding the giant lamb leg.
And he can eat that whenever he wants. He's just holding it.
He's specifically just holding it. He could dissolve it at any moment, but he's deciding not to. So you sneak up on all these kids and you kind of like kneel down and you're just like, oh wow, look at that. It's Atlas. And as they look at you, you see all their eyes widen with this sparkle as they see you, and they all start cheering, and they all start crowding around you, and you see Campbell just kind of like prance up, his paws slapping against the ground, and all these children run up to him, and they start giving him scratches and pets, and you just see him roll on his back as they give him belly rubs. And you decide to spend...
getting tackled by a gang of children.
Yeah, and he's enjoying every moment of it. So you decide and you sit there and spend like the next 30 minutes with the children, playing around with them, giving them the time of their lives, a memory that they can hold on to. After the half an hour, you give them a goodbye and they all cheer for you as you walk away.
That costs a handful of butterscotch.
You
watermelon
pretty
candy.
much like caltrop throw a bunch of butterscotch on
It's not watermelon, it's strawberries, the little strawberry ones.
Oh yeah, those ones. Strawberry,
You see them
butterscotch, and
all
those
like picking up the
fruit
candy
barrels.
and cheering for you and yelling thank you. The only
It
place
sucks
now...
to be their parents, they're gonna be all sugared up and hyper.
Yep. So
It happens.
you walk away knowing that you've given these children a beautiful memory. All that's left for you to visit is the town hall.
I love town hall.
So you go to the town hall,
Yeah.
and just its front alone, the stone is shining, reflecting the sun. It is a fine marble finish. The doors, large and elegant, a fine dark wood with iron accenting it. Just like back when Exilion was around, before everything went wrong. You push open the doors and you see that everybody has given the building a memory to itself and brought it back to its former glory. A long red carpet covers from the doorway to the throne. You see the chairs where Necrohamster, Exilion, and Alicia all sat.
I forgot about Necrohamster. Oh man, he was super cool.
You see
Oh,
the pillars that once covered... You see the pillars that held up the building. They aren't destroyed and ruined. They are instead finished beautifully with rubies and quartz. And you take about 5 steps in, and instinctively you look to your left. And you see the wooden case with the glass top that held the Exilion's lucky axe. Or at least the replica of it that you guys tried to steal. But you notice that the plaque is different this time. And as you read over the plaque, it reads the same thing. It reads out Exilion's lucky axe. Lucky. But then you see a small bit of extra noting under it. And it has a date on it, dating for before everything happened. Before the fight with Oblivion. And you read it to yourself. It simply reads, "Don't worry, the axe that sits in this is truly the real Lucky. By the time you read this, for all I know, I may be gone. But I leave this axe here for you as a memory." And as you finish off reading the little note, you see the little dash of marking who left it, and you see Exilion's name. And as you look at it, you kind of can feel the memory of you guys all sitting there crowding around Pika as she tried to snatch it. And then the slow turn to see Exilion's hand grab it. And albeit it was embarrassing to be easily caught,
I laughed to myself.
you laughed to yourself as, even though the moment of embarrassment of thinking about how you guys had a perfect plan to steal it, the perfect opportunity, just to realize you were tricked. You smile and chuckle to yourself as you see it. And then you continue walking down the hall of the town hall. And as you walk further down, it feels like as if the phantoms in the old world fill the void of the memory. You see the people that used to once bustle and fill this town hall, almost phantoms lining the rooms, all cheery and happy. And you feel the phantom of yourself and the others walking down the hall following Exilion. And you see talking, you see the joy, you see pure memories from it. And as you get up to the thrones, you stand only a few feet away, in the exact spot that you once stood when you first met Exilion. And out of respect for the person that helped you on your journey and helped keep this town up and brought it to how it was, you simply bring yourself down to a knee and you give a small solemn salute. And after a good about minute of paying your respects, you stand up. And then you leave the town hall. And as you head to the front gate of the town, you look back and give it one final look. And it seems almost as if it starts to freeze in time for you. The final look at it as a memory just starting to burn itself into your head. Knowing that you don't know if you'll ever get to come back to see it again. So you might as well remember it as its greatest moments.
My final goodbye.
You see from a distance the people bustling, the children running. Many see you and give a goodbye. And right before you leave, you hear some cheering. And as you turn back around, you see everyone in the town center grouped up. And they all are cheering for you, giving their goodbyes. You see many standing atop and hanging onto the statue, leaving various memoriams, flowers on ropes dangling from it. You look at this and you see nothing but respect, knowing that you've given these people a freedom. You've brought them a life they can live. And you give one last goodbye before walking from the town gates. And as you get farther and farther, you hear their cheers slowly fading out. But amongst everything, amongst the sorrow you feel for leaving, the dread you feel from never being able to come back, it's all flooded out from the joy and the care you felt for everything. You now stand at the old dirt intersection, connecting all the different paths. You can now head to the forest, or you could head to the old survivor's base. Where do you wish to go?
I'm gonna see the old stump. Like the druid.
So you walk
forest?
You walk into the forest and you take in the trees and the beauty that this place should have held when you first came around. The trees that were once merely a shadowed sludge, now grand and beautiful, the old rooted mess that scattered the floor from unkempt and no care of this forest. The roots are cleared, making fine walking paths. You see several people, couples, families, walking through the quiet forest, hearing the birds echo, seeing the trees line the paths, flowers covering the ground. And you walk through this just thinking. And as you finally get down the path, you find the old stump, a mess of roots. And you walk up to it, and as you get close, you remember the encounter that happened. Finding the druid, this fight with the twin, it all settles into you. Seeing you and your friends fighting to protect each other and the surroundings, just to save everything. Knowing that this fight must have led to something. You see echoes of all of you fighting for your life. And albeit the fight being dreadful, you can't help but bring a smile to your face as you see memories of your old friends. And as you go to the stump, you see the small burn that you left for Phoenix, still perfectly in the tree. And you can only help but bring a smile to yourself, hoping that maybe in the future Phoenix will be able to see the small burn you left, hoping that they'll remember you. And you give yourself a moment. You hear light bustles as people walk by. Their voices start to peak up, but then immediately drop, giving you the honor of the quietness, respecting your moment standing there. After a while, you finally bring yourself back to the real world, and you mutter a quiet goodbye as you leave. And you bring yourself back to the intersection. All that's left you could think of visiting would be the old survivors' hideout. Do you wish to visit it?
Yeah, I'll go visit it. I'll just take a peek in.
So
Clean it up a little.
you go over, and suddenly you see that, unlike back then, now there is a fine building erected above it. And as you walk in, you see... As you walk in, you see all these old beds. You see many people who look worse for wear lining the rooms. You see people tending to them.
Oh, there they are.
Guys, bad Wi-Fi. Uh-oh. Guys,
You know what'd be really funny right now?
Huh.
I didn't hear anything after you
Okay,
said
I can
a tall
I can
building
repeat
has
it.
been erected.
I can.
Moss,
I
you
can
know what'd be
repeat it.
really funny right now? You know what'd be really funny? Is that if John was in the middle of high emotional lore, your cat decided to just go click, and you have to go. No.
Don't jinx it.
I'm on my iPad right now. I'm not on my PC.
Oh, true.
So
That would be funny though.
Yeah.
you see this building erected over the old survivors' hideout, and you walk into it. And as you walk in, you see these beds lining it. You see people mulling around it. The people within it look a bit worse for wear. And you kind of see these like many others tending to some of them, the people. And you see someone walking around who bears a similar resemblance to the old boss of the old hideout, albeit younger and not exactly equivalent to them. But as they end up seeing you, they kind of walk over to you and give a smile. Oh, you must be Atlas, right?
Esther!
My dad used to talk about you a lot. Finding you and seeing you help out with the others and, fixing everything and saving everything. If you came here to visit the old hideout you guys used to be in, it's down that stairway over there, and he points over to the stairway. We ended up deciding to build a shelter over it, so for those who are less fortunate and, not exactly able to get a home for themselves or anything, we provide them the shelter, food, and care they need here. Kind of a, inspiration and memorial to you guys and providing help to everyone, even when you really didn't need to.
I'm gonna shake his hand and I'm gonna say thank you for building this.
You shake his hand and he gladly accepts the handshake, and he responds to your thanks with simply, "It's absolutely nothing." Okay.
Well, on the topic. Well, not on the topic, but while we're taking a break, look how much tea I drank.
Jesus Christ.
I like tea.
Check, I haven't been already, but are you
Sorry.
You're all good. So
No, you're just like, turn off the camera! Turn off the camera!
So you give him a handshake and you give him your thanks, and he simply responds with, "Oh, this is nothing equivalent to what you guys have done. If not for you guys and your actions, we probably would have never been inspired to build this place. So, in reality, our thanks go to you. Your actions have brought us back the greenery and the life to the world, allowing us to provide food and shelter to these people." And he ends up walking past you and kind of gesturing you to follow him. So as you do, he ends up taking you down the stairs. And as he pushes open the set of doors, you see the old dirt flooring, the old shop stall, the old rooms, all the burnt out campfires of the old survivor hideout. And you see the old campfire that you used to sit at. You kind of look at it, you see the old workbench that Alexios used to work at. You look up the rafters and see the weathered part of it where Sigil was once hung by a rope. You kind of look over it with a sadness, because as it reminds you of your old friends that you know deep down, as much as you may wish, you will never be able to see again. But you sit there and you remember the times you and Phoenix sat next to each other, sharing snacks and messing with each other's hair. You remember the times just sitting there and you and Sigil having just nabbing back and forth at each other, bickering for an utmost of no reason, but just because it was something, it was fun to just bicker with an old friend.
And Alexios being scared of Sigil.
You remember just everyone chatting and having fun, even in the dire moments of everything that was going on and everything that was happening. The smiles that was among your friends' faces. And you walk over to the campfire and you flick an ember on it, lighting it one last time as you sit down with Campbell. You sit and Campbell kind of curls up next to your leg and rests his head on it. And you stay there and you close your eyes just to remember. And suddenly, after an unknown amount of time, the fire in front of you goes cold. And as you open your eyes, you see the fire now diminished. The only fire now sitting only ashes amongst the rest of the campfire. And you realize you've probably sat here for much longer than you should have. And you turn back and you walk up the stairs and you see the old boss's son standing there, giving you a soft smile. I hope your time down there was alright.
I apologize, I fell asleep.
No, it's perfectly fine. I saw you sit down and I figured I'd let you, soak in the old memories of the place. I can understand what it feels like to have, everything taken away. And to, have the old memories just kind of be there. And suddenly you hear someone kind of just yelling for him. You see him turn his head. All right, one moment. And he looks back at you. I'm afraid I have to go and, tend to things. I hope the rest of your day goes well.
I hope he has a good day too.
So you give your goodbyes, and he runs off to go handle whatever he's being called over to. And you walk outside. And then you suddenly remember two other locations that are just off the top of your head you can visit. There's Sigel's old hideout that you guys once used to bunk in. And then there's the old monastery that you guys fought the Void Mother in.
So 1 second. But, you know what I just realized?
Huh.
I'm drinking that much tea on an empty stomach because all I had was tortilla chips today. The instant.
Your intelligence knows many boundaries.
I'll be right back.
Alright.
Intermission. Look at the croissant. Wait. Croissant.
Uh-huh. Hold on.
Croissant.
My...
Or Dominic, it's a fortune cookie.
Ugh. Hold on.
It could be all the things. Oh no, he's vanishing.
Grab it, amigo.
I got croissant.
Yeah,
You think I can balance this on my hair?
Probably not.
don't.
I believe. Look
I'm
at
back.
So, you're standing outside the old survivor hideout. The only other place you can think of is Sigel's old hideout and the old church you fought the Void Mother at. Where would you like to go?
The hideout first.
So, you make your way to the hideout, and you open up the old wooden hatch, and you climb your way inside. And it looks like as if this place has been frozen in time. Everything's still left how it once was.
That everything's a mess because from 50 years ago.
Yeah. Everything's still as messy as it was left. The doors are still how they are. It is as if this place became secluded from time. As if nothing has touched it in so many years. And you see the old campfire, the old sleeping bags, huddled around it from where you, Alir, Pika, and Frost used to sleep. You see the doorway to Sigel's old bedroom. You walk in, as you push the door open, you see his old weathered bed with, no remnant of his body into his mattress, and you just look up and you see the rafter weathered at various spots of where a chain or a rope would have been to hang him from the rafters of it. You walk out and you look at the rafters lining the rest of the building. You see you see a rafter by the campfire, weathered, and you remember the time he decided that he would just be out there with you guys. You remember seeing him tie his ankles by a rope and toss the rope over the rafter and yank it down as he flings himself up, just hanging from the ceiling as he slept. And you see the old planning table covered with a war plan to take down the cult when it was first around and you guys started to deal with it. You see his chest full of medals and various treasures, and you see the old display boxes that he held his necklace in, that he held his picture in, and all the memories kind of just flood back to you. And you take a good moment to just drink everything in before you say goodbye, and you climb your way back out of the hideout. All that's left is to visit the old church.
I love your church.
So you go to the old church, and as you start to approach it, the echoes of the past fill your mind. You remember yourselves standing in front of the doorway to the church and looking back as several people, Lysatia and Baron and all the other ones, and just several townsfolk and people standing there ready to give themselves to a cause, to return everything, to save everything. And you push open the doors and you see the old Citadel room that you fought in. And you see the last set of doors that you remember going through to fight the Void Mother. And as you push them open, you see the large courtroom, the withered carpet, the old throne, the stained glass windows, aged and damaged. You see the large greatsword of the Void Mother in Oblivion stabbed into the ground, staying. The dark, abyssal, void-like magic emanating off of his greatsword still. And you remember Oblivion fighting alongside you and sacrificing his life just to return everything to normal, even though he knew he gained no benefit from it. The fact that the man that ruined everything in the beginning and killed your friends working beside you, even to this day, still surprises you a bit. You remember the white flash and looking to your sides and suddenly not seeing your friends. Sigel being gone, all that's left was a note. Phoenix and Alexios nowhere to be seen.
Satsu's gone too.
A memory to no one. You see the pile of Satsu's clothes sitting there as if he was just dissolved. No remnant of a body or a soul or anything. Just weapons and clothes. And you just stand there realizing what all truly happened that day. Knowing what you guys risked. You could have died, thrown away your lives for nothing to save no one. And as you got close to winning, you knew the cost. To save everybody, to sacrifice memories, friendships, lives, just to return everything. And knowing that you took the option of selflessness to save people, whether or not to your own benefit, just to save the world that once was, instead of taking selflessness and keeping your friends together in the timeline to keep everything how you wanted. You can't help but feel like a joy and an honor in this. And as you stand there and reminisce over the old spotting of you and where your friends stood, you can't help but just smile as tears roll down your face, just slowly turning into steam. And as you sit there, you just kind of look at your palm and you see the engraving that Sigil has left you. No longer the sigil that granted you power to control, but instead his goodbye message. You pull out the picture of all of you standing shoulder to shoulder, smiles crossing your faces. You and Phoenix wrapped up next to each other, Alexios standing next to Phoenix, and Sigil close to you, giving a grin that, even though you knew, like, his life has been slightly bettered, you would never expect to see a man such as him with a smile. And
I thought you were gonna say he was flipping off the camera.
no, it was the one time he didn't look otherworldly pissed. And you just see all of you standing there, Campbell head in frame, just barely. Like, all you see is just his snout and up, just looking above the bottom framing of the picture. And
I'll hold it up to him and be like, oh, look at how small you were!
You show Campbell and he sniffs it, and he takes a moment to look at it before you see his ears droop down, and he just kind of lays on the ground sadly, with a sad whimpering, and you just kind of sit next to him and slowly rub his neck as you both just sit to remember what has all happened. And after a while...
Hold on, Wednesday.
Yep.
In the middle of lore.
It happens.
Croissant.
Cat.
Croissant. What else do I have? Oh! Glasses holder.
Uh-huh.
Look, wait. Did it go like this? Are you wearing glasses?
Sorry, my aunt and cousin are here.
Look at it.
I want to just give them a hug.
You're good.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're good. So, you're sitting there with Campbell, and after about an hour passes of just sitting in the memory, you notice that it has gotten noticeably darker. You take a look out of the broken glass-stained windows, and you see the sun starting to set. So, you and Campbell approach the edge towards these windows, and you stand there, watching as the sun sets in the distance. You see the sky turning from a nice, vibrant yellow to a kind of peach-like orange fading into a purple. And you start to see the black sky above filling with stars. And you leave the old citadel and you find yourself back at the stone path. And you look up at the stars just one more time and remember everything. All the joy, the sorrow, the pain. And as you look at it, you look down the path back home, and with one final look at the citadel, you walk away and return home to live out the rest of your life with your family.
I come home and I hug my children and Cleo.
You go and you hug your various family members, and you bring them out outside, and you kind of sit in old rocking chairs. They all kind of sit around you in chairs or benches or on the stairs or on the floor, and you decide, why not regale them with one last tale of you and your allies. And
One last tale.
you sit there and you start telling your tale as the sun sets. And that is where we'll end your epilogue.
It is so nice.
So now we move on to Phoenix.
I wasn't here last time, so I don't know what's going on.
Phoenix!
Okay, I'll stop being a skeleton for this occasion.
You awaken. You look outside.
Am I
you
still
see
in the hole?
Huh?
Am I still in the hole?
Yes, you're still in the hole. You dig yourself out of the hole and you poke your head up. You look up kind of like a badger, like a groundhog, and you are excited to see the sun, to see a new day. You jump up and you step out of the forest, and you are now in the center of the intersection. Where do you want to go? I swear to God, if you forgot
I
what you
want
planned.
Everything's fine. I want to do the thing I totally remembered I could do from the beginning and see if the ghostie's there. No, me, mister.
So you start searching around for a soul, and you do notice a connection to one. And as you focus on it, you see the druid the druid's soul sitting next to a stump again.
I'm confused of why it came out of the ground.
And he just looks at you. Oh, hey Phoenix. Back again, are you?
I want to grab him by the shoulders and you better not tell anyone that you saw me. And
He just kind of looks at you wide-eyed and
shake him a little bit.
confused. He just looks at you wide-eyed and confused and just,
no throwing pine cones, you hear me?
okay.
Thank you, good ghosty. I pecked him on the head.
He just stares at you shocked and confused. Well, and he's like, well, I was gonna ask you how your morning was going, but okay. Got the memo.
Okay, I just want to make sure you don't throw pine cones at someone that is not okay.
God, the ambience switch from sad and remembrance to, hey, let's yell at a dead guy to not tell people where I went.
I'm the comedic relief always, guys. Trust. I got this.
Stitches get stitches, and you already got yours.
And then now that I'm done being aggressive, I want to backtrack. I'm like, wait up. How do you know my name?
He just looks at you.
Now the important things out of the way. Let's talk about that.
Confusion more ingrained on his face. Just, what do you mean? How did I know your name? You know me. You built this wheelchair for me. Do you not remember me, Phoenix? He just stares at you as you look confused.
Remembrance versus forgetfulness.
I remembered, but then I forgot.
And he just looks at you. And, okay. And
I thought that.
He just looks down and rubs the bridge of his nose. I want to say it in surprise, but I'm pretty sure I remember them saying you guys would have to disappear without memory, so it doesn't surprise me you don't remember me. But I'm an old friend of yours, so yeah.
A lot of people have been saying that lately. I feel like I forgot a lot of things.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here, and that's why you're not allowed to tell Alexios that I'm here. Because he's gonna think I'm crazy and then shut me down or some stupid shit. And we're
All right then. I
no.
hold no promises, but okay.
Hey, no throwing pine cones.
So, do you have any plans for today, or are you just gonna go back in the hole and just kind of be sorry about yourself?
I'm going places and trying to remember so I can forgo again most likely. Because that's what happens.
Okay.
I remember and then I forgo.
Well, I hope the rest of your day goes well then.
Don't throw pine cones at people and then it will go great.
Uh-huh. And he just kind of dismisses himself with a goodbye.
Wait, this sole thing you remembered about him is pine cone.
No,
You don't remember anything else.
because I remember yours. You're like, just throw a pine cone at me if you see her, and I'm like,
Were you like, was Phoenix like listening in that conversation?
I assume so. She was in a hole right next to the stump
Yeah, Phoenix
where
was...
you're having that
Phoenix was
conversation.
literally in a hole, like, not even a foot away during that conversation.
That shouldn't
Literally,
be
there was the trunk right here, and then there was the hole right here, and then you guys were just having a conversation right here, and I was just like, oh yeah, I could do that too. I should probably do that, huh?
I should have just dug down.
Yeah. So
Why? Okay, but like, in the logic speaking, why would Alexios of all people be like, for no reason?
look, Rich,
I mean-
hindsight's 20/20 for everybody, okay?
Expect the unexpected.
So you end up leaving the forest and you head to the intersection. Where would you like to go? You had a plan. I swear to God, if you already forgot the plan. You wrote it down! You took a note of it! How did you forget?
I wrote it down. But
Yes,
I
you
got
made a
this.
note
Trust.
of it! You specifically made a note to say what you were going to do this session.
I'll be back in, like,
Loki,
3.
I forgot that I had. I don't have anything open. One second, I got this chest. Where's Phoenix sheet? Where is it? Where is it? I
I
can't
just-
see the faces you're making, but it's probably disappointment. There it is.
Extreme disappointment!
Did I write it down on the sheet?
No, I'm pretty sure you made a note on your phone.
My phone? The one that's downstairs?
I think so.
I'll be right back, guys.
Dear God. Oh my- Oh, Jesus Christ.
She's a hoot, I tell you.
Like, she specifically, Noah was here for it. She specifically made a note to go somewhere. Because Noah did
I
something.
don't know where.
Noah did something. So that, and then Alexis specifically made a note. So that she wouldn't forget.
Why are you talking about me? Hey.
I'm saying how effective you specifically made a note to not forget, and you.
Dude. Oh. Okay, I'm back. Let's inspect the phone, shall we?
I'm pretty sure, even Noah was here for it, that you made a note. You made some sort of note saying where you needed to go.
It's not loading. I think my notes app needs Wi-Fi. Which I don't have right now.
Why would a notes app need Wi-Fi?
I don't know.
Why would a notes app need Wi-Fi?
Oh wait, did it work? Ah!
I'm 90% sure you made a note on your phone saying where you needed to go.
I have one called Grastel Maggie Dice,
That
and then
would not be.
this.
We-
Focus right now. Stop having. Oh, God, never mind. But I see nothing about.
Nothing about a location or anything of where you might have said in a way
Well, I
that you
think
need
I
to
was
go
supposed
somewhere.
to go.
I saw
church.
my name on there. Why?
Yeah, it was a quote,
Why was
and it
my
was a
name
very,
on there?
very interesting quote that I don't want to say out loud right now.
What was the quote? What was the quote?
Sigh. Let's see if I can get it to focus.
Oh,
Yep. Focus, stop being the god of light. Who's texting me right now?
Oh my god, okay.
Did you see it?
So, yeah, do you think you
No.
remember where you were supposed to go?
Oh, I did have it. It's just named really weird. It's named a reference. I can't tell you what it's named because then I'll get mooned of shitting.
oh, it's probably. Oh, I can't say it.
And yeah, it's
You
exactly
can
what I
say
said.
you're not participating at the moment. You can make references now. You're free of the
I
rock,
thought
paper,
I
scissors.
thought it would be like and subscribe, but I don't know.
No, it's not.
So,
Okay,
where
just so
do
that
you wish to go?
The ghost doesn't get rock of fishing.
Would Phoenix even know that there's a church though?
Yes. It's in your
Okay, I
memory.
should go there then.
It's in your memory.
Oh,
So,
I'd go there then.
okay, you go to the church and you kind of have echoes of memories of seeing you and some others pushing through the gates, fighting. And as you go up through the final set of doors, you walk up this last set of stairs and go to this huge courtroom. And as you look over it, one thing, and one thing only, very much catches your eye. The very large purple sword slammed into the ground, shining beautifully with a purple light. You bolt over to it, and you start examining it. You look over it, you are enamored with the fact that it is purple. And you do not realize the slight click of something against your heel as you are storming around the look of this thing. You spend what will be a good hour and some sitting there. While you spend your time looking, we cut to Alexios. Alexios, you were standing outside of the inn with the butler puppet. You are sitting there and suddenly you feel a pine cone hit the back of your head.
Hey! Hey!
Noah, are you here?
Hey! That son
I
of a
turn around
bitch.
and look out the window where the pine cones are coming from.
You see the ghost of the druid pelting pine cones at you, and you remember what you told it to just throw a pine cone at you whenever they found Phoenix.
That backstabbing mother.
Where did she go?
I saw her leave the forest, and then she went to the intersection. I think she went in the general direction towards the church. Towards that way,
Okay.
I think I saw. And suddenly, your tracker pings. And as you look at it, you see a ping off in the direction of the church.
I grab
And
my stuff and jump out the window.
you pick up all your things and you vault out the window and you start sprinting at mock Jesus to get down to that church. And as you get down there, the butler is surprisingly keeping pace for an old wooden body. He is sprinting quick behind you.
Adding note. Make sure to fight ghost.
So you are at the
The
entryway of
green
this
one.
church, and you barge in through the doors, and you make it to the top floor, and you barge in those doors, and you see Phoenix kneeled over at a sword, and all of a sudden their attention immediately looks towards you, and you both are just standing staring at each other, and the room fills with silence. Both of you are now in action. What do either of you wish to do?
Phoenix would either stand there just like this until something happens, or run away.
Well, I need a definite answer from one of you guys.
Run. What did you say? All I heard was...
I'm back. Okay. I take out 2 buttons.
Never mind, she doesn't run.
I hold out. Okay, it's a red button and a blue button. One of these buttons will give you your freedom, and in return, you give me my tech that you stole. The other one of these buttons will shut you off. You have a choice here. Either I pick the one that shuts you off, or you pick. Or you tell me what the heck's going on.
Phoenix, your response?
She's just inspecting the buttons like, Because on one hand, the blue one's closest to purple. However, red button. But blue button is close to purple.
Phoenix didn't even hear what the actual stuff I said, just saw the button.
No, head empty only button.
Phoenix!
Just, she presses both.
Okay.
She presses both at the same time.
Shut off.
Phoenix, you're... All of a sudden, you feel your legs go weak, and you just look at Alexios, and you both just kind of look at each other, and all you see is just... That was a nice button. That was your shut-off button. And a loud clang rings out as you hit the floor, face first.
The other button didn't do anything.
Which button was it?
The other button, the button that did not shut you off. I'm not gonna tell you.
No.
The other button, all it did was, it's basically just making an agreement, and I would have given you, like, your freedom to do what you wanted.
So now you're just kind of laying face first on the ground.
Well, great. Okay, now I take the gun back, because I need that.
So, Alexios, you take the gun off of Phoenix's shut down body. Phoenix, the only components of your body that are working is your head and neck. So you can just kind of limply look up at him.
Finally. I like this gun. I just put it
Are we
on my
using
back
that?
or something.
Are we using that?
You stole it from
Wait,
me!
wait.
Yes. Yes.
Bring back the soundboards. None of you heard it, though. I'm sad.
Okay, so. Phoenix. What are you doing? Why did you run away? What?
Just starts to scream and just the... What?
Why did you run away, Phoenix?
It is dark now. I'm sad.
You still can talk, you know. It didn't shut off your voice box. Okay.
How dare you? How dare you?
It didn't.
Let me go.
First, answer me a few questions. Why did you run off?
No, you answer me questions. How'd you know I was here?
You have a tracking device.
You kind of somewhat limply look at your ankle and you see this bright flashing node magnetically attached to your ankle.
Well,
Oh, would you look at that? I thought that was it there before.
It doesn't work anymore, but I tracked you to this land, found a bunch of people who would bring me towards you, and left this tracking device right here. I point towards the purple on the sword. Now,
Never have I ever had purple to betray me.
answer the question.
Except for
Why
the
did
various
you run
buttons you pushed
away?
that didn't work.
Answer the question. Why'd you run away?
Because
They elaborate.
I can't, because you're gonna pick up Quakeway and then you're gonna shoot me.
Why would I shoot my own creation? Just humor me.
I always made a joke. I'm not going to make that joke anymore.
Humor me.
There was memories in my brain, and then I was like, oh, those are weird memories. And I didn't tell you because you were gonna delete them, and I was like, no. And then I went here because that's where the memories took place, and then I wanted to see what... And I learned more memories, and a lot of people here know me for some reason, like a ghost. And... yeah.
Is that...
And a butler guy.
I turn around and look at the butler. Wait,
Oh, hey, butler guy!
you knew she was here the whole... You knew...
He told you. He told you that he saw him.
I did not know where she was. I only knew she was in the continent.
Okay. Okay. Number 2. What the heck is going on?
I don't know, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
And number 3, why have you been constantly fleeing from me?
Because I told you this, you're gonna think I'm crazy. And you're gonna think it's like a virus, so you're either gonna delete that or delete me. And I was like, I don't want that to happen. I want to see what's happening.
Exactly is this memory? Explain.
Well, the first memories were... Dominic can correct me if I'm wrong, but the first memory was I saw campfire with a blue person, a fire blue person, an orange blue person, a scary guy that was really harmed but was chilling for some reason, and you,
That would be
and a
correct.
fire.
Interesting.
And then I was like, and somehow I figured out it was here. And then I took your gun for defense and went here. And then I fell in water somehow. And then the cool guy helped me. And then I went and explored, and I got more memories of a blue guy and orange guy and harmed guy and yeah.
Well, from what I've discovered, I have a belief that these memories might be true.
There's statues of us. I think.
Yes.
This isn't...
Which means, yeah, you can't say that is a virus and stupidness because there's statues of us here. And we were never here.
I never said it would be a virus.
Well, I agree that's because you didn't know about it until I ran away.
Well,
Can I be able to move now?
fine, just don't run off. I reactivate you.
Okay,
You feel the power flow back into your body as you just suddenly jump yourself up into the air and land on your feet.
Yippee!
Distinctly hiding which button I pressed to turn you back on. I'll be back in like 20 seconds.
Alright.
Alright. Guys, I'm in the void now. I don't know what to do about this. The sun decided to set at the worst time. How dare it?
Suffer.
How dare the earth rotate?
Am I gonna be in the rest of this episode, or was the first half just my end of the life and then I'm gone?
That was pretty much your episode. You're more than welcome to leave if you want,
Unless-
or you can stay here
Phoenix
and...
decides to be like, wait a minute. Why don't I just try to talk to these people? What
Yeah,
do you mean?
that's why I'm staying here, just in case you do.
You
but-
are.
I don't care what you do, Alexis.
It would be funny if at one point with Alexios was like, "Wait a minute, can't you talk to dead people? You could probably figure this out." And then she's like, "Oh yeah, oh."
I see
I'm-
dead people!
Right, I'm gonna go quiet.
So, you're saying... So, let's just say, if these memories are true in the first place, so that
Well,
means...
I can't imagine that there's statues of us. Must I repeat
Then the
myself?
time machine project worked. But something must have gone wrong.
Magic.
Because we don't remember it. Until you did. So there must
I
have,
remembered, but then I forgot.
so there must have been sort of paradox occurring. Maybe someone did something that messed up the timeline.
The butler interjects on your conversation. If you do not mind me interrupting. Indeed, your theory
I do remember
is
fighting a long
correct. Your theory is correct on the whole paradox situation. You see, as you told us back then, there was a time machine incident, you guys got warped back here, and then were forced to stay here trying to find a way out. You eventually joined forces with our great friend Atlas, Husk, and Sigel, and you all fought against the cult in order to destroy them and return things to how they were. And there was an offer placed amongst you where you could choose to let them kill off the Void Mother, who was leading the cult at the time. And in that trade-off, well, you see, it would return everything to normal. To as if before the cult ever made their mark on this world. However, if the cult were destroyed, at this point in time, there would be no reason for anything in the future to, come to the past. And since you two were from the future, upon this condition being fulfilled, you were warped back forward in time to your own timeline. Memories and such erased. I believe the only reason Phoenix was able to remember anything was because it was less of your time rewinding and more of having your memories wiped as your time was rewinded, but not entirely. Although my own speculation theory on this is pure speculation, as I do not understand the inner workings of a machine.
Which one's Atlas and which one's Husk and which one's Sigel? Like I described people, I don't know who's who.
Atlas would be the blue fire person you met, or the blue fire genasi. Husk would be the orangish one in the suit of armor, and Sigel would be the very armed person you described.
It's a jelly.
Hey.
I remember I had a memory of fighting with people.
Would you be more
I wrote it
specific?
down.
You fought with a lot of people.
Oh, no, like with people I fought with them and the church, I think. Whoa, we're in the church. That's crazy.
Yes. You fought with
We fought
my
here?
creator Lizatia and several others, as well as the comrades you saw at the campfire. And upon having your final duel here and winning, that is what set forth the events to bring us to the point we are now.
How far long ago was this?
You see the puppet kind of dip his head and put his finger to his mouth. I would say essentially 1,500 years. So, quite some
Phoenix
time.
looks at Alexios and is like, is that a lot? Is that a lot, Alexios? I think Alexios disappeared.
What?
Was that a lot, Alexios? Was that a lot on your numbers?
What did you say?
I asked them how long ago this happened, and they said What did it say?
1,500 some years.
Is that a lot?
Yes, that's a lot.
Oh.
Even the puppet face palms as he hears you finally realize that 1,500 years is indeed a lot.
Okay.
How long can fire genasies live? Is that how long is that?
Atlas would
Nowhere near that
be
long.
more long than dead at this point.
Oh, so we can't talk to them. That's sad.
Yes, they are now amongst the various souls of the world. Who knows, maybe in the afterlife they are speaking with my master Lizasha. Probably drinking tea of some sort.
Tea, you say?
Seeing May freak out on her camera.
You know, usually this is where Alexios should be smart. And remember.
So I'm in a piece of what you say?
We mentioned that Atlas and other people would be super dead by now. And I was like, oh man, that means we can't talk to them.
Yeah. That's what it means when they're dead. Unless you forgot
Huh?
that you can speak to dead people.
I
That is
forgot
your
about that.
ability.
I just spoke to a dead person today. I can't believe I forgot about him.
Thank God we didn't spend 2 hours like we did on a door. Praise the Lord.
And then since she remembered that she talked to a dead person earlier, she's like, wait a minute. Were pine cones being thrown at you? Alexios?
I'm assuming you spoke to the man.
What? No, I heard the conversation.
Ah,
But did he actually throw pine cones at you?
yes.
I'm going to fight him! I went to look for that spirit because I forgot the previous conversation. I want to summon that one.
The druid.
Yes.
You search around for a soul, but he is nowhere nearby.
I'm going to remember. Oh wait, and then not speaking English at all. I'm going to look for Atlas's soul.
You
So Moss can stop panicking at me.
you look for Atlas's soul, and you feel a
Why are you shaking your head?
slight connection to the soul.
Oh, what?
You feel a slight connection to Atlas's soul.
Why? Apparently, nuh-uh. Apparently, nuh-uh, I don't.
I guess you do not.
I do not, apparently.
No, the connection is there. I'm just not buried there, dum-dum.
Okay, so you do feel the connection. Do you wish to call out to it? And try to
Yeah.
establish a connection? Alright,
Yeah.
roll.
Oh, I forgot we rolled dice in this game.
We indeed do that.
Hold up. The brightness! Okay. We're fine. Everything, wow. We love English here.
Living having a dying laptop. Because of course it wants to be low on battery now.
Okay, we're...
That worries me.
What worries you? What'd you get? Get a 1. Did you get a 1?
Alexis.
I did not.
She got a 2.
I did not get one. What? I would never.
So,
You normally, you call out in your head to summon a soul, but to no one's surprise, you shout out Atlas's name out loud. And Atlas all of a sudden appears next to you, and she whacks you over the head very hard with her staff.
Oh.
And all you hear is the loudest, "Shut up! You don't need to shout!"
Jesus, I was trying to sleep!
The butler and Alexios only see me like, oh, but they don't see Atlas, so all they see is me in pain for no reason. And you're like, oh, stop yelling at me!
Sometimes I wish I could see these souls just to see what's going on.
You do have the gadget that lets you see dead people.
Oh yeah.
That's how you saw the druid.
I thought that was one-time use.
Yeah, I probably want to use as well.
Nah, for the sake of things, we'll let him use it again.
Yeah, sure. I take it out and I don't know, whatever, press the button or whatever.
You use it, and now you and the butler can see Atlas's ghost sitting there whacking Atlas over the head with the staff. Atlas, you look over and you see Alexios and the butler standing there. And the butler is very quick to greet you. Once this goes in, there we go. So the butler looks at you, and you see a kind of a joy cross his body. Ah, Master Atlas, you are here again. It has been quite a while.
Well, I look around and I go, how did I get here? Where am I?
Abracadabra.
It seems Master Phoenix has decided to bring you back from the afterlife and bring you towards us. So, welcome back.
Just bling, bling, bling.
Oh, man, it's been a long time.
1,500
I'm gonna
years
hit
to be
Phoenix
exact.
again. I died, asshole!
Alexis, you're watching this random Genasi whacking Phoenix over the head.
Why didn't you?
You should have came back sooner!
Okay, what is going on?
No hurting me.
Well, hello to you too, Nikolai.
That's not
Wrong
Nikolai.
character.
Oh wait, it's Alexios.
I'm assuming you are...
I say that, I actually say that.
Nikolai spontaneously drops in through a random portal, and all you hear is, "Hi, Alice!" and then tips out another portal.
You know what? I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna add that to the book.
Just a parallel
Over the
universe.
whole
Atlas is just like, "Hi, Nikolai." Wait, you're not Nikolai. And then just Nikolai barrels in. "Hi, Alice. Bye, Alice."
I definitely need to write that down. Give me like a minute.
Uh-oh, my laptop's about to die, guys.
Okay. So, I'm assuming you're Atlas, as that fellow just said.
Indeed,
Open my
Alexios.
door! Go, dog, go! I think she just opened my door. I don't know how. I guess the draw
Magic.
is mightier than the greatest of... She just did it again! She just did it again! Go! Go!
Dog's like, "I want to play too."
Let me play Campbell! Let me play Campbell!
Okay, I'm back after that.
I had the perfect soundboard for Nikolai zooming in and out, but my Discord is not letting me play that sound. Did Alexis'
I
laptop
swear.
die, or is she just
Go away,
sitting there
you're
with the
not getting
camera?
my pizza.
No,
There she is.
I said I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay. So what was happening? Sorry, I got distracted by this insane dog who wants my food.
You were sitting there watching as the random fire genasi was hitting Phoenix over the head with a staff.
Oh yeah, okay.
Just
okay.
yelling at her for not coming back sooner and not not
I
visiting
once,
more
not
often.
multiple times.
It's not my
Please
fault.
stop assaulting my robot.
That's all I am to you, damn. I see how it is. Alice, I want to go with you instead. I don't fully remember who you are, but I still want to go with you instead. With you!
I'll hug him and like do the shun thing. It's my baby.
I take out a third button,
Don't press it.
toss it over
Don't
to
press
you. This button
press
is
it.
purple, and I say, before you press it,
Flicks it. Before you press it, click.
you collapse to the ground.
Aww.
And you seem to reboot. You are now free from my control. I don't have influence, I can't track you or anything. Anything you want, you can now do.
Why is your door
There's
shut?
also a hard code in there not to touch any of the buttons on my machines, but that's just for obvious reasons. So yeah,
Button.
have fun with your ghosts.
Ghosty. Oh, you're Ghosty. I poke Atlas.
Okay, so if this is really all that has actually happened, so
Does that mean I can punch Alexios without the barrier?
Yes.
you can try. I will dodge. I have dice on my desk.
He
ready.
can attempt to dodge.
And I
Pull out
also do
both
have
ghosts.
a
I want to flick him
Roll.
on the forehead.
With popcorn.
Uh-oh. I forgot we rolled dice in this game already.
I like how I was summoned and now Alexis is fighting Nikolai. No, not Nikolai, Alexios. Again!
There we go.
Nikolai again drops through the ceiling saying hi Atlas before dropping through the ground to the portal.
I got a 15.
Alexios rolled a dodge.
Roll to dodge the flick.
got an 18.
You dodge
Aww.
successfully. You just tilt your head back and perfectly avoid Phoenix's flick.
Aw, man.
This, I guess, has been a interesting adventure. And I would like to learn about what truly happened at some point.
Well, this is gonna be a long story. Do you have time?
I sit down with my gallon of tea ready.
Okay.
Let's talk about this.
Can we just stop it here as
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Recording.
And with that, as
Because I
Atlas sits
have
everyone
10
down
minutes.
to regale everyone of the story, that is where we'll cut off the final session of Chapter 1.5. No Hope.
No hope is crazy.
Happy ending.
Indeed. The happy
Even though
ending
you're
to the
dead.
previously somewhat sad ending.
Well, I died happy, Noah. I died happy.
Yeah, I guess so.
Also, can we just take a moment to remember when Moss said that they were going to try and make Atlas a villain for this session and then never did because they were
that did-
sweet the entire
I
time.
was like, Atlas is gonna be mad because Oblivion killed my friends.
And then they meet Phoenix and their dumbassery, and they're like, okay, I can't be evil.
Yeah.
Cinnamon roll.
This has been a good
That's why
campaign.
Sigel was brought
Only-
back in. Sigel was the evilness that needed to fill the void of Atlas's plans.
Yeah, no, Sajel came back into the picture, and Atlas was like, well, now I can't be evil.
Now I can't win.
That
That would be too much evil in one campaign.
Nice. I still have a chance. And it's like, oh yeah, Sigel might be around. Let's go visit him. And now that he's back, it's just like, well, shit. Now he took my job. I think that might have been our shortest session yet for this entire campaign.
Really? How long was it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yet.
how long?
I don't know yet, but usually our sessions range to be about 2 hours. So not counting intermissions,
I
this
think
might...
it's 2 hours. Hour and a half.
Yeah, it's been. We started at like 4-ish, and it's 6-ish.
Yeah, but we also had a decent bit of intermissions. So we might have like an hour 30 of content of actual D&D. And also we did have that whole
Are you
bit
gonna
of...
cut it down?
We did also have that whole bit of bickering in the beginning of just the banter. So that also added time to it.
For like 45 minutes.
Yeah. So we definitely hit under the 2 hour mark.
So, this campaign was probably my favorite campaign out of all of the ones I've been in.
Yeah,
Considering-
Or like the entire thing.
Considering I'm actually getting more and more experience with DMing and stuff, that tracks, because my last 2 campaigns, at least, you know, the last 2 Everlasting Stories ones with Chapter 1 and 2, Chapter 1 was like my debut into it. I had no skill whatsoever. And then Chapter 2 was me just coming fresh off the block of not even being able to fully finish a campaign. This would technically be my first actually finished campaign from start to end. Because Chapter 1, we ended abruptly because everyone stopped playing. Chapter 2, we all know what
I
happened.
didn't.
Yeah, you didn't stop playing. You actually wanted to keep playing, but everyone else kind of quit. And I got tired of being like...
Chapter 2 didn't end
I got
with
tired
that.
of being like, okay, let's postpone the session, let's postpone the session, let's postpone the session. At some point I'm like, okay, you know what, since we're not playing anymore, ending.
I'll be excited for whenever Chapter 4 comes around, see if I can join.
Chapter
Not
3.
maybe- If not, maybe make a debut as a villain, because why not?
You're not doing Chapter 3.
Isn't Chapter 3 already filled up?
Hold on. No, actually it's not. There's... If Angel doesn't join, there's 2 slots. If Angel does, there's 1 last slot. So there are
Who's in
technically 2 slots available.
I thought it
It's
was Atlas, Evan, Jordan in it, and
That-
then maybe Angel.
maybe Angel. So that's
I'll
4
think about
slots out of
joining.
5, because remember I made 5 characters.
Oh.
There was
Depending
arms,
on when
legs...
it's starting, I probably will join.
It's probably going to start soon now that this finished.
Yeah, I guess.
I
Yeah,
had dibs
now-
on Heart for so long.
Yeah, you have heart. Jordan has... Mind?
Wait, is that the Island campaign?
No. Island is Broken Veil. That is not an Everlasting Stories campaign.
So what is the next one based around?
So Chapter 3 takes 200 years after Chapter
Clockwork.
2.
Oh, yeah!
It's the one where
I
where everyone gets their,
remember.
like, certain parts of their bodies replaced and they're in the whole new place with clockwork and everything. That's Chapter 3.
Yeah, I remember that. I'll think about it if I can.
It's a world full of clockwork, and then there's just a blue butterfly or a blue moth following the one of them.
Yeah,
Yay!
so far,
Particularly the sad one.
I do need to have...
Don't worry.
I do need to get
You're
you
not
and
really got-
Angel
you're
into
not
like a
the same.
VC or something at some point so I can tell you guys about the Chapter 3 campaign, because I really don't feel like typing out explanations of what it is. So at some point I'll probably get you both into a VC and then I'll explain it to you guys so you guys can decide whether or not you want to join.
Well, I'll see you guys there. I gotta go for.
I know,
see ya.
So you meant explaining the mechanics, or
So, since Angel offered to join due to player count issues, because I'm not starting it with 3 people, because the ending requires 4 people at least.
Well, now who doesn't need to join? Because we got Noah.
Yeah, but if we get a 5th person, we get a 5th person. Because that also does kind of help
But-
with the ending. Well, with the ending,
But-
as a little bit of a spoiler, the ending of Chapter 3 ends in a vote. Which is why I can't do 3 people.
I remember you saying this before.
Yeah, which is why I can't do 3 people. Because either everybody splits up to one of each thing, and then it's a pain in the ass for me to figure out which ending we're taking, or it's way too biased. Which, at least with 2 people, like with 4 people or 5, if we do a split thing, I could always devil's advocate a fight over whose choice gets chosen, or if there's 5 people, there's a bit more choice to be had there.
You should, since I'm a mentor, tell me the different endings.
I could.
I will not yap, I swear. I swear.
Yeah, I can.
I'll sign a contract to not yap about it.
I'll trust you on it. But if anybody other than you comes to me and tells me about the endings or learns about them, you will not be a mentor.
That's okay. That seems
punishment.
fair enough.
The benefits of being a
Alexis, you
mentor,
get to go through what I went through in part 2.
because May got all the
That's
insider
okay.
info for being a mentor, but was not allowed to say anything.
As a mentor, unless I am needed, I'm probably just going to be sitting here, camera off and muted, so you can't even hear or see my reactions to things.
Ma.
I just I interject some points to be like, I do this mocky thing, and then that go away.
I won't sign the video here because why
And
not?
so either unless it's for the memes or you're summoning me for whatever reason, I'm probably gonna just be like on your hat, on your nose or something, just chilling as a blue moth.
Say bye. I'm ending the video.
It's like glowing.
I glow smoking.
Goodbye!